Welcome to Journey at Zero Zeros. Today, we have Lim with us today. Lim is born in year 2003 and she's currently an exchange student in University of Nottingham and studying marketing and management. She's been here almost a year and she has been a keen traveler traveling to multiple countries in Europe, actually better than me, honestly. So, yes, Lim, anything else that you would like to tell the audience about yourself?
First of all, I am from Malaysia, from Sabah, and then this is my first time to the UK, and then everything is quite new to me, and also it's quite nice the life here, and also I will go back to Malaysia for my final year.
I see, I see. Would you think that you will miss UK when you go back?
I think you miss tons because I have a lot of nice moment here, and then I travel a lot.
I see, I see. But yeah, tell us about like your experience, because obviously you say it's your first time coming to the UK, and then definitely I believe for most people it will be the first time that they spend such a long time away from home, living independently and all that. So how does that feel like when you first came to the UK itself?
When I first came to the UK, it's I remember so well the first day when I arrived here, and then unfortunately the accommodation reception was closed.
Oh, wow.
And then I can't get the key, so I have to stay at my friend's room. And at that time it's quite scary because I was scared the security would catch me, and then you find me that time.
I see, I see.
Yeah, and then I remember
how did that happen? Wow, that is quite bad, because I thought obviously all these receptionists, even though maybe they might not work at even weekends, but I think they should accommodate people that it's the starting time of the year, so I believe they should accommodate that, right? What actually happened?
Because that time I was I booked the accommodation not through the reception, it's through an agent. So that's why it's not nice, and also because I booked through the agent, so obviously the price is expensive. And then I remember that day is the first day I arrived in Nottingham is around 6 p.m. So that day
after
also
work hours.
raining, also quite cold, and also raining day. It's not great.
I see. Well, that is quite a terrible start for the whole UK journey. Yeah. But when you I believe after the next day you were able to settle in, is everything went well, luckily.
Yeah. The next day is okay, everything settled down, luckily.
I see. After you started settling in, what is the first shock that you have first culture shock you have experienced here?
It's because in Malaysia they have pipette, and then in the UK the toilet they don't have pipette, and also
I see.
we will switch on the light, but the light is quite different from Malaysia. In here you need to pull the light.
Oh yeah. In the toilet it's quite common that they use that, right? It's quite interesting.
And also you drink directly from the tap water. So I was okay. And also they have two, one is hot tap water, another is cold. At the
I believe in Malaysia it's just one itself where you can easily choose the temperature in between and all that, but here two different knobs where you have to really experiment and control what is the right temperature and all that, which is quite troublesome, especially winter, where you want warmer water, but you don't want hot water which is boiling hot and it would burn you or something like that, right? Yeah, interesting. But yeah, yes, it's very funny because when you talk about tap water, I went back Malaysia earlier this year around March, and this is the first time after. Oh no, actually, it's the second time I went back Malaysia after I came to the UK. But it's been a long time since I last been back Malaysia. It's been 2 years. So this time when I went back Malaysia, I have a reverse culture shock. Because I'm so used to tap water here, and the immediate thought when I wanted water, I just went straight to the basin itself, the kitchen basin, and then I was almost going to get the water there, but luckily the familiarity of my house came back to me. I was this doesn't make sense at all. Then luckily I think, okay, I'm in Malaysia, and yes, this is not supposed to happen. We have too much chlorine in our water. We are supposed to head to a filtered water and then like get it directly there so that we won't drink and somehow get poisoned or something.
Yeah, it's quite different from Malaysia, so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So like, tell us about like, do you think like I believe because like you studied this is your second year like so this is your second year of study
Yes.
for your course, right? Yeah. In terms of studying, what difference is there? Your first year and then your second year like in the UK, like what's the difference between studying
Uh,
Malaysia and UK?
Okay, first of all, like in the UK, it's like because second year my module, I have like 4 modules for one for each semester, so it's like not a lot of classes. And then like luckily, I don't have any 9 a.m. anymore for my second year, so it's quite nice. It's quite
That's
relaxing.
lucky.
And then I realized like because I one of my module is like managing service, which is like you can't find this module in Malaysia, you only can find this in the UK. And then this one is quite like it's quite different because like my coursework I need to like interview the manager, ask about the business, and then because I need to do a report. But it's quite interesting. I get to know about the shop as well. And then different is like I feel like the lecture actually I quite like the UK lecture. They are quite like the way they teach is quite interesting, and then it's quite fun. And then I remember one of the lecture, he is really passionate about like teaching marketing, because one of my friend he studied engineering, and then so he
Okay.
came to our class. He just want to like stay with us to listen to the class. He just want to have fun, and then he's like, oh my god, he's like, I wish I have this kind of lecture. And then he's
I
like,
see.
this lecture is so nice. He's really passionate about like what he teach. Because after lecture, they are not really passionate about. They just teach. They just want to get the money.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I've talked to a few different students as well. Initially, when I came here, definitely, because like for my case, it's a bit different. Mine is a 2+1 program. I spent my final year here. So after spending 2 years in Malaysia, when I came here, I did find that for my course itself, most of the lectures here are way more passionate and then way more expressive. They go really in depth into the topic, and then definitely they're more open to answers your questions and all that. Yeah, initially I do have the idea that I just thought that it's better in the UK itself, compared to Malaysia. But then it turned out that I think just like your friend said, I think there are still bad apples like in the UK itself where the lectures aren't that good. But I'm glad that you had a really good lecture that really gave you a really good experience.
Yeah, it does. And then like I feel like actually like for the coursework, I feel like UK is more difficult compared to Malaysia, because UK is like you have to do a lot of research by yourself, and then like unlike Malaysia, like the coursework are literally the lecture just spoon feed you. They just give you all the guidance, and then in the UK they just give you few sentences, and then you have to research by yourself. And then like I realized like actually the UK lecture is more like strict. They have a lot of requirement. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Like what are the requirement differences?
Like I remember one of my lecture for my HR for my first semester, she is like, oh, for the introduction you can't write more than 10 lines, you can't do this to that. It's a lot of like things but it's quite nice actually. Like even though the coursework is difficult, but I quite enjoy doing it, and then I'm really grateful that I managed to get a good result as well compared to Malaysia, because I
Wow,
remember,
so that like I believe that you are overachieving it, man. Since you have explained that how it's harder, it has more requirements and all that, but you still did better compared to Malaysia.
But in Malaysia, it's like because I have all my friends there, so actually I always rely on my friend. I was like, how to do the coursework, and then
I see.
here you can't rely because I don't know a lot of people here, so I have to rely on myself.
I see. Okay. Interesting. But like, would you, what do you think that made you did better here despite of the increased difficulty?
I feel like because of the difficulty, so I will like do more research, and also because do more research, I get to know a lot of things, and then I also read a lot of article journal as well, because in Malaysia they don't require you a lot of article journal, and also like because I also compare my coursework with my friend, and then all my friends back in Malaysia is like, oh my god, why the UK coursework is so difficult? I was like,
I see.
and then I was like, yeah, you understand.
I see, I see. Interesting, interesting. But I believe this will really enhance not just your UK experience, but your whole university experience as well. It will actually add on a lot to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, because like you shared about how you had there's this there's this course itself where you have to interview like business managers and all that. Can you tell us more about that? Because like you have to went did you have to go out yourself to find like the businesses just to interview them? Was it something like that?
Yes, first of all, like I have to find a business, which is like related to service. They provide service or product, and then I need to contact the manager, and also like, I need to interview them. I ask them some question about their business.
Okay. Was that scary for you? You know, like definitely going out on the street, like in a foreign country.
Actually, it's not that scary because
Okay.
because last time because my friend she is a tea lover, so she told me about like the tea shop like Bird and Blend in Nottingham.
Oh, but I'm bland.
And then my friend, she is a fan, so she also told me like the manager, everyone is so nice, the worker there are so friendly. So that's why I'm not scared, because when I go there, yeah, the manager is quite nice. He answered to my question, and then he's like, oh, if you have further question, if you want further details, you can just email me.
Wow, that's really nice. Yeah. What do you think of the people here?
The people here, depends. Like actually, like I mean, everywhere they have like bad or nice person, but
Okay.
I encounter majority of them is alright. It's nice.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so you say like majority, like maybe 60% you would have say that it's a good experience here, like dealing
Yeah.
with the people and all that. I see, I see. That's amazing. That's amazing. But yeah, can you let us know like, because I believe many students, especially those that would are coming here soon, they would love to know about the lifestyle here. So like how was your lifestyle in the UK while studying?
How is my lifestyle in the UK? First of all, like because in Malaysia I don't usually go to gym, because in the UK
I
like
see.
all my friends, they are like, okay, I will go to gym, hit the gym, and then because a lot of my friends they play sports, so I was like, no, I have to like go to gym.
I
So
see.
I will spend money like on gym. Actually, the gym here is quite nice compared to the Malaysia campus, because UK like you have to pay, but you can access to a lot of like spin class, like yoga, because like yoga, spin class, they are included in the gym subscription.
I see. Oh, so you actually went to the one in David Ross, is it?
No, mine is like
Oh,
JD Gym, because JD Gym
Oh,
is quite
JD.
close to my accommodation. But
I
David Ross is
see.
much more better, because like you can climbing everything, you can access everything like karate.
Yes, I agree. Like for context for people that don't know about this particular gym, basically it's not a gym, it's a sports center by University of Nottingham called David Ross Sports Center. It's amazing. I think it's actually one of the best in UK itself, because I even went to like University of Manchester, Cambridge, Oxford. I don't think they have anything comparable in terms of size and all that. So yeah. It's actually I think it was ranked quite high in UK in terms of the facility itself. Yeah. I remember my first year here. I did go there quite regularly, and then one of the funny motivation was just that how good it looks. Like when you're there, it just makes you feel like going. Like it's so beautiful, it's so aesthetic. Like yeah, it's way better than most of the gyms that you can get and all that. Yeah. Yeah, but beside like, because like you do gym a lot, so that's something that you started when you're doing after coming here.
Yeah, I started coming here, and also like I also travel a lot, and also I also joined salsa dance. Actually, I want to join salsa dance, but I was like, oh, I don't have any friend. And then I remember one of my classmates, she is like, oh, she also joined salsa dance, so I also go for salsa dance. It's quite fun, because
I
like because I like Spanish. Like I learned Spanish a little bit by myself, but I already stopped learning. But it's quite fun because I like Spanish, so that's why it's like I like the song.
Oh, I see. Okay,
And
okay.
then I travel, a lot. Like literally, almost I travel every month. So I
I
spend
see.
a lot. And also
I
like
see.
what else? I also like cook every day, because in the UK like the food here is quite expensive, so I rather cook by myself every day.
Okay. Interesting. That is a few interesting lifestyle right there. But let's go into salsa dance first, because that is something quite new that I've never heard of. Is it part of like a university club itself, or did you
Yes, it
went to
is.
university club? Yeah. How was that?
It's like the teacher there is quite nice, and then he will teach us like one. I mean, like he will like he will check everyone. Is it you're okay with the pace? Do you want to slow down? And then do you want me to repeat? And then also like the salsa dance is like because we have to dance with a partner.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we have to dance with partner, and also I remember like we have to dance at the Great Hall, which is the train building. So it's like really nice. I love a
Yeah,
train
yeah, I can
building. Yeah,
imagine that.
and only like salsa dance. I mean, it's in University of Nottingham, but you can't find this society in Malaysia.
Yes, yes, I remember. I mean, like, I believe you encountered that as well, like going through the society list here. It's like, it's almost never ending. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's really, it's really crazy. The scale of the university itself is like totally different here. Like, even the campus itself, I believe, like, it's not like something that you can just like finish walking in a day. It's like so spread out, and then there's like multiple campuses. It's like, wow, it is quite mind blowing for someone that studied in University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Yeah,
I remember like Nottingham, Malaysia is quite small, and then in the UK, like we have like 5 campus. I was like, wow, this is a lot.
yeah, yeah. And did you know that they're having one in the city as well? Like they're like renovating one that's like coming.
Oh, really?
It's yes, yes,
Oh
yes.
my
It's
god.
crazy. It's crazy. Yes, but yeah, like so uh, interesting experience about salsa dance. So you said you cook as well. You cook
Yeah.
as well. Do you cook back in Malaysia?
No, I barely cook. Because in Malaysia, it's like quite cheap, and then like
Hmm?
if you go to Mama, it's like 5 ringgit.
Oh,
Well, 5 ringgit is equal here. Like, is it less than 1 pound? I was like,
yeah. Like in back in Malaysia when you're studying in University of Nottingham, did you live on campus or like off campus?
I stay off. I stay at off campus, which is
I
like
see.
uni village opposite the university. But unfortunately, because mine is not studio, so I can't. We don't have a kitchen, so it's like quite not nice.
But usually, like I believe, you would just eat like within the like the cafeteria and all that, just because
Yeah,
the price is that affordable, right?
it's very cheap.
Yeah,
When you
yeah, yeah.
come to the UK, you're like, okay, 9 pound. 9 pound is the cheapest, and then 10 pound, 11 pound, 12 pound, and then you're
That's
like,
like the
okay,
average,
fine.
right?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you came here and then you realized the food prices? Do you
I was
remember that?
I was like, I understand what my friend mean because one of my friend, she exchanged to Malaysia, so she is from Manchester, and then she's like, she told
Okay.
me she's like, Lim, we just cook, we don't usually go outside. It is very expensive in the UK, and then all my British friend is like, oh yeah, it's very expensive. Literally everyone just cook, and then like, okay, actually, I realized that actually because in Malaysia I barely cook, so when I come to the UK, it's quite a nice thing. Like I learn how to cook, and then I cook a lot of dishes. Like not only pasta, not only like Chinese food, also like Spanish food, pamela, and then like
Oh
also
yeah.
like sushi, Korean tteokbokki. And then I do dumplings as well because the dumplings are so very expensive. The frozen one, I was like, I'd rather do it by myself. So I learned a lot of like how to make new food, and also I realized actually I quite enjoy cooking. It's not bad.
I see. Okay, okay. Yep. That is like same like I mean like coming from a student myself, I totally agree with that. Like but I didn't I was quite fortunate. Like, my first year I did not cook at all because I was living on campus. Though I have to say that the food on campus is terrible. Yeah, it is local cuisine, and but they don't cook it as nice as like the restaurants outside. Yeah, yeah. Only the second year after I moved out, I learned how to cook. But I believe it's not that hard, right? Like after you
Mm,
started cooking, it's actually not that hard. It's quite easy. Yeah, yeah. Like, and then like comparing the prices and all that, it is very very worth it, and the flexibility and all. Yeah, but okay, I believe just now you mentioned this twice. So like first thing, cause like you travel a lot, so you spend a lot of money, and you like cooking. One of the reason for cooking is because of how expensive the
mm-mm.
food is outside. So especially for us Malaysians, our currencies is weak and all. When we come here, everything we have to like initially, definitely the first few months, it's hard to avoid that we have to multiply everything by like I'm not sure by your time is it six already? Yeah, yeah. By my time was still I think 5.5, but I think now it's already six. So how did you manage your lifestyle in that sense, like managing the finances part, balancing between traveling, eating, and like make sure that you still have money in your pocket?
Oh, so okay. First of all, I will like because every time I buy something or I buy anything, I will record on
Oh,
apps. So I need to know like how much I spend for this month, and also like check off like okay, if I travel a lot, maybe I don't go outside it, or maybe I just cook as much as possible. So no, to be honest, I barely go outside it because I travel a lot, so that's why.
I see. Like, do you feel any sort of anxiety about financials when you came here?
Oh my god, it is like I have to save a lot. Like first of all, because I come here, everything is new, so I have to buy my own like dishes, and then all my grocery, and then all my um those kind of like maybe like what else? Oh, I
Would you
also
say
need to
household items and all
yeah,
that?
household item is quite a lot. So I was like, I spent a lot, and then after that I have to buy winter clothes because I realized my winter clothes is not good enough because I don't have winter
Yes.
clothes. I borrow from my cousin, and then I realized my cousin clothes is like it's not good. It's not good for the winter, only good for the autumn. So I have to buy another like puffy jacket and then boots as well.
I see. Yes, I totally get what you mean. Like also, I think I tried to prepare a lot for myself when before I came here, but then I realized what I prepared is not enough. Like the gloves I've gotten are so thin, like, and then yeah, like the jacket and all that is actually quite thin for the winter standard. Cause like Malaysia, obviously, when they sell jackets and all this, they are expecting you to just head there for traveling. You are not heading there to live for like I don't know how many months and all that. You're not gonna been through, not gonna go through like weather shifts and all that. So that is quite a different mindset that I realized as well. Like because like obviously it doesn't make sense for Malaysia companies to just sell all this like really high quality things. Like whereas in the UK, we live through this harsh winter. So they have to do that. Yeah. Interesting. But yes, interesting to hear that about your financials. Like, do you do you have any of your own ways to counter that? Counter how like all this anxiety or like because you said definitely you balance between like your how much you spend and then your travel. Other than just like balancing, do you have any other ways to counter this?
Any other ways? I don't think I have any other ways because to be honest, even though I know how much I spend, but sometimes I will overspend because okay, I'm not really good at budgeting to be honest because like
I see.
sometimes it's like okay because I was like okay I want to buy some clothes and then I saw like oh the summer clothes sometimes they're on
It's on
sale. Okay,
sales.
why not? And then it's so cheap and then I was like okay and then and then like because I have temptation to buy clothes so I was like oh my god spend a lot and not only that, because sometimes like the only social thing in the UK like you don't go
Drinking.
shopping,
Oh,
drinking and then go to clubbing with friends night out. So I was like, oh my god, I always go to night out with my friend quite a lot. So
I,
my
I
money is
I
like
get
not
what you mean. I
there.
get what you mean. I see. I think that's normal for quite many people. I mean, especially have you been to the city right now? Like everywhere is on sales. Yep. Like you said, summer sales. It's just so hard to control your wallet. Like
I
it's so
know.
cheap, and then after you have went through like the winter prices where everything is expensive, it just makes you. I think I should spend something, right?
Yeah, and then I was like, the clothes because like it's also like good quality and also like yeah, it's also good quality. I was like, why not? It's also cheaper than Malaysia. And then I was like, okay. I remember last time I buy a ripped jeans.
Hmm?
I can't believe because I volunteer at White Rose and then so
Oh, okay.
I volunteer there so I have like the staff discount is like
Oh my
I
God,
don't
that's
know how much
amazing.
I don't know how much percent. I think it's like 25. So when I buy the ripped jeans, the original price is like £3, and then when after this discount it's like 2.25 pound.
Holy shit.
It's a jeans. I was like, so cheap.
Yeah.
How can you find a
Yes.
jeans like that?
Oh my
Even though it's second
God.
hand, but it's quite a good quality.
Yes, I do agree that like I love the second-hand industry here. There's like so many choices.
Yeah.
Like it's like the only thing limited is your time to go to all those shops and then just like pick the one that you actually like and all.
So I realized that in the UK, like they really focus on like second hand, like such as like British Health Foundation and like White Rose because I volunteered there. So I was like, oh, there are a lot of like clothes, and then they're also really cheap, also like good quality. Why not? And also they have like sell shoes, accessories.
I see. Yeah. But interesting, like, cause you volunteered at White Rose. What prompted you to volunteer there?
Because that time, because I remember like the time, I was like a little bit stressed because I applied a lot of my internship and then I didn't get any response. So I was like, okay, why not I just, I don't want to waste my time. Why not I just go to like volunteer? And also I remember like, to be honest, like, it's quite difficult to find a part-time job in the UK, especially in Nottingham, because I thought it's my fault. I was like, that time I was like, I remember I applied everywhere and then I was like, why I didn't get a job offer, and then I thought it's my fault. I was like, oh, is it what's wrong? And then I asked my friend, and then I asked international student and also local student, and then they are like, yeah, because I remember two of my friends, they are local as well. They are local. They told me they are like, yeah, Lim, we apply everywhere in North, but we can't find any job as well. I was like, oh, okay. It's not only international
Wow.
student as well; it's local student as well.
I see. Wow, that must be really tough. That must be really tough. Interesting, but yeah, interesting because you mentioned like you have quite like not just like international friends, you have local friends as well. Do you find that it is hard to connect with local students here, make friends with them?
Depends. Like sometimes it does because like some of the like me sometimes we feel isolated because I don't understand the culture here. Not at all. So that's why it's like I mean I will listen. I mean they will teach me as well, and then they will tell me as well, and then like actually is alright. Like they are quite nice also, and then because they know I'm foreigner, so that's why they take care of me as well.
I see. Interesting. Okay, like what would you say was your way to connect with them?
My way, I sometimes I because I mean the social thing here is like go drinking, go to pub, go to like clubbing, and also like because everything here is expensive, so like we will watch like we have night in like watch movie,
I see.
and then I go to my friend's house, like we just eat dinner, and then just have a little bit chat.
I see. That those are actually quite like, of course, other than the drinking out and all that. That is something that I believe UK shouldn't be proud of. Like besides that, like other than that, those are really amazing activities. Like they are considered quite budget and then quite a nice way to build deep relationships and all that. I believe, yeah. All right, that's very interesting to hear that from you. Yeah, that I believe our audience will really appreciate that, like knowing like how to connect with the locals. Because not gonna lie, that is one of the trouble for me, even till today, because just how big of the difference of the culture. Like you grow up differently, like the things you watch are different, and like yeah, the way your parents bring you up is like
It's quite
totally
different.
different as well.
Yeah, I realize like the local here they are quite independent. Like they have to like
Yes.
they work not only work because they work they need to pay for their own rental. Like unlike in Malaysia, like to be honest, I realize like actually majority of the parents they pay tuition fee, rental fee, everything for us. But in the UK, it's not like they have to like borrow loan for their student tuition fee, and then also they have to like work during summer to like to pay for the rental fee, and then their living costs as well. So I feel like they are more independent.
I see, I see. Yes, I did hear that from them as well. I hear it from one of my friends, which is, they actually do move out after 18, and then they started renting somewhere. Like they started having like part-time jobs just to maintain their own life and all that, which is actually quite nice. It's a very good foundation for like your adult life. Yeah, unlike in Malaysia, Well, we are actually very, very, very lucky. We we actually even after we started working, we can still stay at our parents' place and all that just to save on like living expenses and all that. So it is quite a stark difference compared to the
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle here.
Yeah, so okay, back to like White Rose because that time I was like, okay, why not I just and also I want to like gain working experience. So I was like, I decided to volunteer at White Rose and like British Heart Foundation, and then I feel like actually it's quite nice. Like, I spend my time wisely. I know like because I will get to know about like what what is like working in a retail store, what I need to do. Actually, I realize like it's exactly same if you go to like if you apply for like maybe like next like those H&M those kind of
Basically,
clothing
those
store.
like
Yeah, they are the
retail
same.
retail fashion. Okay.
Yeah, what they do actually the same. So I feel like if you want to get working experience, you can go for like White Rose and British Heart Foundation as well.
I see, I see. Like interesting, interesting. Okay. Let's wind back and talk about your experiences just now. I believe one of your proudest experience in the UK is traveling. You have traveled a lot. You said that you traveled like almost once a month. Yes. Like um I believe many people do most people do love traveling. Like is there any special reasons that why you love it so much and you do it once a month?
Because first of all, like, I never been to Europe countries, so I just want to explore and also know about the culture, and also like actually study abroad is always my dream because when I was younger, I always watched I always like to watch those Western like movie or like drama, and then Mr. Bean, especially Mr. Bean, is one of my
You're a
childhood.
fan of Mr. Bean, is it?
Yeah, so that's why,
I
and then
see.
and I was like, okay, when I come to the UK, I was like, why not I go to travel? And also like I remember, because during my secondary school, we also have like we also like have poem. We have wanted to study poem, and now I remember one of the Chinese poem, 徐志摩, and then he talked about like Cambridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like I believe when you go Cambridge there's like I think there's
Yes.
a few places where stones and then they like there's Chinese poems on it. Is that the author?
Yes.
I see, I see. Okay, okay. So you're just like very excited to like connect whatever you have previously learned to like what you're actually seeing now.
Yes.
I see, I see.
So that's
Interesting.
why I travel a lot because I like to like explore and then like know about the culture there, and then like and then also I want to see like what is like different places in the UK like because Oxford apparently like Oxford, Bath, Cambridge they are quite different from Nottingham, and then also like Cambridge, Oxford they also have their own their own vibe. It's not the same. I won't
Oh,
say the same.
I
Especially
see, I
Bath is
see.
like Bath is quite different, and then Bath is like because I quite like Pride and Prejudice. So one of the authors she moved to Bath, which is Jane Austen.
Oh,
So
okay,
I go
Jane
there like
Austen.
to also know about like what is the lifestyle in Bath, and also because I like Bridgerton.
I
So
see, I see.
so that's why I
Okay,
go
okay.
to
I
Bath.
believe you're a very cultural person and like you really do like know a lot about the culture and you would like to go to the place of origin to like connect yourself to it.
Yes.
Interesting, interesting. So like out of like I remember you told me you like in the UK you have went to like a lot of cities and then in the Europe as well. Out of all these cities, what is your one favorite?
Oh, this is my one favorite. Uh, to be honest, it's quite difficult to pick, but I feel like okay, if for the Euro trip, I really very difficult for me to choose between Spain and Italy. They are quite nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because Spain and Italy is like they have. I mean, the weather is nicer, and also like the food is really nice, and then the attract. I mean, they are warm country, and also like they have more sunshine as well.
I see, I see. But did you go during spring? Is
Yes,
it?
I go during spring.
I think you did a really good decision because like I think right now they are experiencing like 40 degrees there. My friend just came back and then I believe it would be really amazing, especially at the weather. But then for him, it was a tremendous nightmare. Especially like yesterday, he was telling me that it just reminded me of the nightmares of Italy when it was like 40 degrees outside. We're so exhausted. We don't feel like queuing outside the sun anymore. Yeah, I believe like summer, not summer, spring and autumn, like it will be a really amazing time to go and travel to all these places.
Yeah, it does because like I remember when I visit Spain and Italy, like the weather is quite nice. It's like 20, 25, 26, but even though 25, 26, but it hits different. It is like I feel like it's really hot, and also because they don't have aircon. And then the reason why it's very difficult to choose like Spain and Italy because like both of them they have their own good, and then also like um because when I remember when I was like 17 or 16 years old, I learned
Okay.
Spanish. So I was like, okay, one day I really want to go to Barcelona. And then when I go there, oh my god, I was like so nice there. And then I like the city there. It's like very relaxing. And then the food there is really nice. And also like I remember I go to the Gaudi architecture, the La Sagrada Familia, the church. Oh my god, it's such an amazing place. It's really nice. It's like the
I see.
architecture is so different. The
Okay,
culture.
okay. Interesting. Yeah, but interesting thing about Barcelona, I believe it's a beautiful place.
It's such a beautiful
Unfortunately,
place.
I've never been there yet, but I've just heard so much praise from many people around me. What what is the best thing there?
The best thing in Barcelona, I feel like the city itself is it's quite like a lot of young people there, so a lot of youngster, and then it's quite a nice place because like the architecture is like really colorful. It's really pretty there.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
different. It's like the architecture is more like actually I feel like it's a little bit similar to Spain. It's more like colorful. The color is more like yellow or orange. Like it's more like vibrant color. Because I've been to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is more like cold color.
I see, I see. I
It's
get
more
what you
like
mean.
cold country, and then Spain and Italy is more like hot country. And then like I remember when I went there, it's like because we didn't we just spent like 3 days there. We just want to have a chill, relaxing there. And then I remember I went to a bar because my friend she been to Barcelona, and then she loved Barcelona so much. I know. And then she introduced me like a jazz bar there. Oh my god, it's so
Jazz
nice.
bar.
Yeah, it's quite different
Okay.
when you go to the bar there. It's like the place is like barber. Before you go to the bar entrance there, and then there is a I mean waitress. I mean he act as a barber, and then he will ask you question, and then you need to tell him the password. And then
I
after you
see.
tell him the password, he will let you enter there. And then the bar there is like whoa, it's different. It's really like wow, the music is so nice, the vibe, everything is so nice. But the thing is like because everyone have to like order one food or one drink, so it's expensive.
I
But the
see, I
drink
see.
is really nice, and then it's quite different, and then it's quite a nice place to like hang out with your friend.
I see. I believe like even though expensive, like the whole experience and all that is very, very worth it,
It's
right?
very worth it. And then Barcelona also like I feel like I also quite like go to this shopping like a lot of clothes there, and also like I like
Oh
coffee.
yeah.
The coffee there is really
Zara
nice.
is from Spain itself, right? Like
Zara.
I see, I see. Okay, wow. Like whatever you have said just tempt me more to go Barcelona because like I feel quite embarrassed myself that I've only been to Tenerife in Spain, which is a typical touristy place, which I'm so embarrassed about myself whenever I told people I went to Spain. That's why like I really should find a proper time and then really go to Barcelona and truly experience it right there.
And
Yeah.
then you also have to go to Italy. Italy is like, especially I go to Rome. Oh my god, it's such an amazing place. I remember when I was like secondary school because we have to learn like
Okay.
history, like sejarah. So when I read the sejarah and like the Chinese history as well, I was like, okay, I want to go to this place. And then I would never expect I would go to this place like at this age. Oh my god, it's such an amazing place. And then the Colosseum, wow.
Would you say it's a dream come true?
Yeah, it does like dream come true, and also like I go to Rome there, like especially the Italian food, the pasta. Wow, it's quite different. It's really different. It's the authentic one, and also they have a lot of like gelato. Wow,
Oh,
gelato there is
I,
it's really nice. And then what else? Gelato, and then pistachio. You have to order
oh,
pistachio.
pistachio.
Yeah,
I
pistachio
see,
is
I
like
see.
quite famous in Rome as well.
I see, I see. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, thanks a lot about like your whole travel experience and all this. So it's I believe that must be a very complete you like this whole year has been really complete for you. You have really experienced a lot. I believe it's one of the highlight of your life. But let's zoom out a bit if we look at your throughout your whole life till today. Um what will be your greatest achievement
My
throughout your
great,
whole life till today?
to be honest, throughout it's a lot to be honest. Like first of all, let's talk about like okay. First of all, I never expect I will do solo trip
Oh, I love that.
because
Okay.
actually I before that I told my mom. My mom is like my mom she is quite worried about me. She's like no, you have to go with someone. And then I was like no. I was like what do you mean? I was like all my friends they went back home, and then there is no one I can hang out with. And then also like not everyone likes traveling, and also I need
I
to spend
see.
money. So I was like, okay, why not I go to like Ireland because my best friend, her boyfriend is Irish, so
Mm-hmm.
I can ask her boyfriend as well, and then they also give me some recommendation as well. And then London because one of my best friends she is from London as well. I mean she's
Mm-hmm.
Londoner, so I was like, why not I go to travel alone? And then when I remember I go to Ireland, and then it's such an amazing thing. Like I realized that actually solo trip is quite nice. I spend time with myself, and then I can do whatever I want. I mean, I can decide whatever I want, and then I can do, like, okay, I can like wake up anytime, and then
It's quite
accommodation,
flexible and all
wow,
that.
it's really nice. And then I remember I go to Trinity College. Wow, they give me a little bit like Cambridge or like Oxford vibe. It's a really pretty college or
Nice.
university.
Interesting, interesting.
And
Okay, so
then
I believe like this solo trip, even though you're like, is your mom still against it right now?
she didn't say anything.
I see. But I believe like since you're like touch wood, nothing actually happened. Like it has shown her that it is quite a safe thing, and then you definitely are capable to do this on your own. Yeah. Would you
Yeah.
say that this is a step out of your comfort zone, or it's just something that you want to do, but then your parents don't allow?
I feel like it's both. Like first of all, I never do like solo trip in Malaysia. Like I just go because I studied in University of Nottingham, Malaysia. So I just go to KL. I never go to like Malacca or like Singapore by myself. And
I see, I
then
see.
I remember in Malaysia as well when I told my mom I will go to like Batu Cave by myself. My mom also worried. She's like no. Because she also say like, I mean, you as a girl, you need to like go with someone. It's quite dangerous. So it's both lah. One because parents worry about me, and then second is like I also want to come out of my comfort zone. And then I feel like it's quite nice. I plan everything for myself.
Oh my god, that's an achievement. That's a huge
Yeah,
achievement there.
achievement. And also like I was like, um, because of solo trip, I feel like a lot of time I need to spend with myself. So I feel like actually you spend time with yourself is not a bad thing. It's not like because a lot of people they scared of like being alone.
I
I,
see.
I understand what they mean, but once sometimes you've spend with time with yourself, you feel like it's a good thing. It's also a nice thing, and also like get to know yourself a little bit more.
I totally agree with that. I think like I think it's more like how the social aspect of it. People would think that why is this guy antisocial? Like you look sad, you look lonely, but in fact, it's actually fine because like sometimes like we are not we don't need to be with people all the time. Sometimes it's okay that we just enjoy our own time ourselves, just doing our own thing, or just enjoying that moment itself.
Yeah, so that's why I was like I quite enjoy, and also like I feel like because I do solo trip by myself, so everything I have to solve every question by myself. So like if I have to like I can't rely on my friends. So whenever I go to like any bus stop or like get the train, I have to like go by myself. And then I also feel like I remember when I went to London by myself. The second time is quite different because the first time I went with my best friend, so she showed me like how what kind of city London looks like, and also like I remember the first time I went to London is quite overwhelming because too crowded, and then I'm not really get used to this kind of situation because Nottingham is not that crowded, and then I feel like KL,
Like Nottingham will be empty in comparison to
yeah,
London.
and then I feel like KL also crowded, but KL is not crowded as you get what I mean. KL is not
Yeah,
crowded
it's
as like
like London is just a
London.
different level. It's like
Yeah.
it's a huge city. Like it's people all over the world come to London, like tourists and all that. So it is a different scale.
So that's
Yeah,
why. And
I
then I
see.
remember first time I was like, oh my god, it's a lot of people. And then the transportation there is like, because it's too big, so I have to get a lot of bus or tube. So maybe you will spend like maximum is like 14 for the transportation sometimes. Yeah. And then the second time when I go to London, I was like, actually London is not that overwhelming. I already like, kind of like used to it. And also when I go there, actually, I also a little bit scared because this is my first time I stay at a mixed accommodation. It's quite, yeah,
Oh.
it's quite like scary because I was like, I never do this, and then also like every time I go out with my friend, we go for Airbnb. We never go for any hostel. When I go to hostel, I was like, especially I as a girl alone, and then I stay at a mixed accommodation. I remember first day I was arrived at the accommodation there. I was a little bit like scared and I feel like intimidated because it's quite intimidating because I remember like there are three European guys, they look like really scary and I was like, oh my god. Luckily there
Get
are
what you mean?
two girls in the
Especially
accommodation.
cause like basically the build of the people here, like they might be the same age as us, but they are just like I don't know, they are just a lot taller. They are a lot the body build is a lot larger. They look more muscular and all that. It feels like they can like they are someone like they are like those kidnappers out of the movies. Like they can be like them.
Yeah, so that's why I was so scared and then like I remember when I stayed at the accommodation there for like 2 nights, oh my god, it's like because I remember that time I went to London, it's like 29, 30, 31 degree, so hot. And then when you get on the bus, there is no aircon, you'll be like, oh my god, I keep sweating. I was like, I wear a top. I was like, why I wear a top also that hot? Also like keep sweating. And then I remember when I stayed at the accommodation there because we only have one fan and then we have like 9 people at one room. So it's like
Okay.
really hot. It's like, oh my days. I was like, I keep like waking.
So I yeah you like okay you did not manage to sleep well, but it was
Yeah.
not because initially I was gonna ask you like did you manage to sleep well because like it's a mixed hostel, so you did not manage to sleep well, but it's not because of the mixed hostel, but it's because of the heat.
Yeah, it's because of the heat. It's so hot. And then like
I
even
see,
though
I
we
see.
open the window, it's like it's not it's too hot. It's like really suffering. And then I remember like when the second time I go to London, I didn't explore more about the city. I went to quite a lot of like parks. Actually, the parks there it's really nice. It's really pretty. It's quite different from Malaysia.
I see, I see. Amazing, amazing. Okay, that's interesting to learn about like your first experience down London. But yeah, like thanks for telling us your amazing achievement of solo trip. I think that is really like really someone that I think everyone should actually try at least once in their life. Yeah. Let's flip it and I wonder what is the biggest struggle in the past year that you have
Oh my
went
god, the
through.
biggest struggle is like, first of all, like when I come here, like because I know I will spend a lot, so I really want to find a part-time job. So
I see.
finding a part-time job is one of my biggest struggle in the UK because I feel like I apply like everywhere. Like I try every job like bars, waitress. I will try every job and then I try apply as much as possible. And also I remember I go to a lot of shop and then I ask them. They're like, okay, you just drop me an email about your CV, you blah blah blah. But they never respond.
See.
And then I remember like I almost used for like 2 months to find a job and then it's quite like suffering. I can't find a job, and then I remember I went to a Chinese restaurant. I just worked for like 3 months because first of all they didn't give me a contract to sign. So okay, like I feel
Oh.
like speaking of like contract, like everyone should know if you work in the UK, like you have to sign a contract with your employer because it's quite an important thing you need to take note because like if you don't sign a contract with your employer, they can take advantage of you, and
I
also like
see.
they can do whatever they want because I remember I told my friend and then she's like, Lim, no, you have to sign a contract because it's protect you and also like because if you sign the contract, let's say you are international student, you need to work for a maximum is like 20 hours for week. So the employer will ask you work for like maximum 20 hours only. If you don't sign the contract, they will be like, okay, maybe they will take advantage of you, ask you to overwork, or like maybe like sometimes because I remember work at the Chinese restaurant, so because they didn't ask me work for like the fixed time, so after I remember like in March they just asked me for one shift only, and after that they didn't even ask me to work.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not
Because of the contract, it's also like basically they can just like get you in as they wish, and then
yes,
like they would just look at their own advantage, basically like
yes,
how our like we definitely as a restaurant as well, I believe that they wouldn't want to pay that much. So like when they realize that, oh, we have enough people, or like there's less customers now, we just wouldn't need like this pair of hands, so we can just like leave it there because we didn't sign the contract, so we are not obligated to do anything about it.
yes.
I
So that's why
see, I
this
see.
one is like quite important as well, and then like uh and then also struggle is like not only finding a part-time job internship as well. I realized like in the UK it's quite like because I applied through like because I want to stay in Nottingham, I don't want to go down to London, so I applied Nottingham internship through University Nottingham scheme. So I realized like actually it's quite competitive because I realized because quite a lot of like quality applicants. Like I remember one of the company I applied for is like they receive like 50 applicants, and then maybe they
Wow.
just need like one or three interns. So you imagine it's quite competitive, and also like
Yes.
and also you have to like write CV and then cover letter, because writing CV, I realized like the CV UK is quite different from Malaysia. In UK, you don't need to upload the picture, and then the way you present yourself is quite different, because I asked about the university, and then I'm so grateful that the school advisor like how they advise my CV and then my cover letter is really useful, because I realized like in the UK it's like the CV you have to write about like what kind of skills you have learned from your previous jobs, and then you need to like put it on your CV, and then you have to write as much as possible, write more detail, because your CV is like need to because when you apply the job you have to like make your CV match with the what the employer wants.
I see. Basically, like they are like what they are looking for. You have to make sure that
Yeah.
it's a good match with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's why it's quite a lot of work, but and also cover letter is quite different as well, because cover letter, I don't know, I asked my friend back in Malaysia, some of them they say when during first year they apply internship, no need to upload about a cover letter, just CV. So I was like, wow, it's quite different. And then I
Yeah.
realized like internship here, because when I look at others CV, I remember like one of the girl, I mean she is local, and then I was so impressed. I was like, wow, her CV is so nice, and I was like, I can't even compete with her. So I was like, so I realized like the
Is it
local here,
because she just like has more experiences and all
yes,
that?
that's why. And then I realized
Okay.
like the local here, I feel like they work for their life. Like when they are free, they will do something they're passionate about. So like from that they already gain working experience. So that's why like when they want to get a job, they can get easily, because they do this kind of stuff on daily basis. So that's why I can see like how they are really good. I mean, really work hard as well, really hardworking, and then really passionate what they want, and then they know what is their goals. So that's why it's what I admire about, and then it's what I learned from the local, because when I look at the CV I was like, okay, I understand why the company they don't hire me, I know the reason why. And then and also like and also I remember like it's quite difficult, because when you apply a lot of like to the internship, a lot of employer they won't respond, or like they reject you. So it's like, wow, it's not
It
easy.
is quite demotivating, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then especially I remember like they say like if you apply for a big company and then you have to compete with like Cambridge, Oxford, how would you can compete with them?
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why it's not easy, because everyone is so qualified, and then like their skill is so nice, and then you can't even compete with them. And then luckily I got an internship. That is one of
Congratulations.
my, yeah.
That's one of your achievement. Would you say that?
That one is like I'm really grateful about that one because I remember when I went to the interview, I was so scared because I remember I need to compete with like 10 applicants, and then that time I was like, oh my god, it's quite a lot, and then it's quite nervous, and then when the employer she asked me a lot of questions, I just answer all the questions, and then I don't know, I was like, oh, am I qualified? And then I was like, fine. And then I remember after a few weeks, and then she's like, oh, congratulations,
You're chosen.
yeah, you're chosen. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad. And then I also like really happy about like my internship because I learned a lot, and then I also learned about my mother tongue. I never expect like actually what I learned like because remember during secondary school we have I mean I went to a Chinese independent school. Learning Mandarin is a compulsory, and then the thing is like I don't like poem. I don't like learning poem, to be honest. Like poem, that kind of stuff is not what I like. And then I remember I was like, oh, why I need to learn, and then why I need to like take. I mean, why they need to like do it as an exam. So I was like, okay, never expect.
Like
Actually, for them
after
it's
you
not-
like they come into use actually
Yeah,
after
come
when
to
you're
use.
actually in working.
Yeah, because I work for the Mandarin language company, so yeah, it's quite nice. And then I also like get to know more about my mother tongue, and then also like appreciate my own culture. Actually, it's quite a nice way to like promote my own culture.
I see. That must be a really lovely experience. But yeah, thanks, Lim. Thanks for like this almost 1 hour of chat. It's been really amazing learning about your whole experience. Starting from coming to the UK. What you have done in the UK, all the travels you have done, and then going on solo trip. And yes, like a very very good end to it, where you are actually working as an intern in a company here. I believe that experience itself will shine a lot, no matter where you go and all that. But yeah, for our audience that would like to connect you, what would be the best way?
What would be the best way would be Instagram and my LinkedIn as well.
Oh, okay, that's amazing. So I think I'll put both of them down in the description below so that anyone that want to connect, like for work related, I believe LinkedIn is definitely the way to go. For any travel advice related, like seeing where Lim have been through, I think Instagram is the way to go. So yes, really, I'm really grateful for you as well to coming here and share about all your experiences, your struggles, your achievements, and all that. So yes, thanks Lim for coming, and thanks to all of you for listening or watching this episode. So if you really liked it, do please like this episode, follow our podcast, and do leave a review, whether you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If possible, if you really love it, please give a five-star review, and in your review itself, just let me know what's your social media handle. Put your Instagram or like Twitter handle there. Let me know, and I'll personally message you and thank you about it. So yes, if you do have any feedback, do let us know as well. And yeah, thanks everyone, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Remember to subscribe to get notified as new episodes comes out weekly, and please share the link of this podcast to anyone you think would enjoy it. This is Andrew Kwan from the Journey at Zero Zeros podcast.